What's poppin', everybody? I did some meditating. I feel a lot more centered today. Shout out to a friend because I'm actually helping them do a bathroom, and that's absolutely awesome because I know that he does a good job. This video is going to be a little bit different. It is 919. So what I want to talk about today kind of leads into what I was working on, which is if you do it right the first time, you don't have to do it again. Okay? And I have some malice, energy, and intent being thrown at you here for a second because it bothers me. Because here's the thing, for a long time, I didn't actually care. And then I realized that it's actually really bad in the long run because technically speaking, let's say you make something and you don't do it right the first time, it doesn't last at all, and then you're left with what? Nothing. It's a piece of crap. Get rid of it, throw it away. Throw it out of here. Anyway. All right. So because of that, I find that you could apply this to other parts of your life or anyone's life, right? So let's say, for instance, okay, that actually I'm gonna share this, and I want to tie this into the whole beginning of what we're about to talk about, okay? Because I also feel bad for this because this man handcrafted this thing. I'm going to put his description, his link in the description below. It's the first one. I'm going to timestamp it and put it all in sections like I normally do because I actually really do care about these videos and the quality content and stuff that I put out because it actually takes me a crap ton longer to actually edit the video than it does to make it because of the fact that I'm massively relearning everything because I have like such huge breaks in the YouTube videos. But I'm going to change that now because I want to keep it going, and not only that, there's a certain amount of momentum that I want to uphold. We'll say that. But this man made this. This is a handcrafted, glazed, and it's got a couple things on it. So on the front, look at this. You probably can't see it, but it's right there. Sorry you can't see it. The lighting is not great. I'm gonna fix that. And there's also a flower on it. Right there, there's the flower, and then there's part of the flower right there as well. But you can't see it. Maybe you can. Can you see it? All right, listen. So it actually takes a really long time to figure out how to play this thing. I had a friend come over, and it's really hard to play. But I'm gonna try for you for a second. Wow. Anyway, all right. The point. I can't believe it was that easy. Anyway, all right. The thing is, I didn't actually sit there for like 4 hours and try to figure this out. It just happens. Getting back on topic, because I was chewing off the wrong place here. He did a fantastic job on this because I'm pretty sure this is bamboo, but he literally handcrafted this. I have no idea how long it took you to make this, my man, but thank you very much. I'm sorry I did not make a video on this. However, I'm making it now because I am catching up with all the crap that I didn't do. So this is a really, really nice flute, but he put a bunch of effort in this. And because he did it right, and because he put love, effort, and all right, so what we're actually talking about specifically was the handcrafted nature of this, and I had to skip because of that thing. A heater, yay. You make it right, you do it right the first time, you don't have to worry about it again, right? Very true. However, what does this also do for the mentality, right? Let's say that you have a group of people that don't actually put in as much effort as they should, or maybe because the people that they were surrounded by, they didn't live up to maybe their own standard, or maybe their standard got lowered or heightened depending on who's around them, right? Or who they felt comfortable with emotionally and intellectually that tried to change and systematically move who they were to a different level. Or a different way of saying it is that instead of standing around doing absolutely nothing, you actually started doing something. Because what happens is when one person gets into that mindset, I feel and think differently in a manner that then creates a certain energy in the body or a feeling inside oneself, not only thought process-wise, but feeling-wise, that makes a congruency or a flat line of how one dictates their ability to do something and keep it in that same habitual progression. If I changed it again, it would be when an individual sees someone else working really hard and there is no push or bossiness saying you have to do specifically something, then I find that most of the time they will actually try to get to that level as well. It's kind of like this. You see Tiger Woods or someone who has massive success on TV, Michael Jordan, for instance, that's like really big. Other people want to get to that success. Why? Is Tiger Woods saying, you have to do this, you have to get as good as me? Or is it because he has such a high level of success and he actually looks like he loves what he's doing that you start to want to do it as well? Or that becomes your mentor, your idol that you want to become, right? This is the same thing where if you do it right the first time, or you put in the effort the first time, then you change. Not only do you change, but the quality of what you do changes. And people can feel it and they can see it. Especially when a woman's trying to build it. Like, she goes into a home, it's nuts. Because they can immediately look at it. And the thing is if you're in the trades, when you go into stores and stuff, let's say your thing is drywall or paint, you notice all the little things that are wrong with it. And I don't know about you, but it bugs the shit out of it. I'm gonna bleep that. It bugs the crap out of me. Because I never used to notice it before. I never used to look at something and go, oh man, I can't believe they didn't do that right. And you look at the floor and you go, oh, that's actually a really good way of doing that. I wonder how they did that. There's a different way of looking at it like that, right? So that's where I'm trying to come from. Another example of this would be this. The routine thing the routine guide that I made, right? I may have not put an hour into making this, but I tried to make it not only beautiful, but worded properly so that the way that my brain functions and operates can look at it and understand how and why I chose those words, so that when I read it, it picks a specific thought pattern and path in order to move forward. So for instantly, yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm getting a little better here. First one is immediately get out of bed. Seems very simple. However, what if I just worded get out of bed? Maybe because for me personally, I dream, and when I dream, I get super in the dream, and I may actually be able to control the dream a little bit in a certain way and then change the outcome and be able to fly around and do all this different stuff. And maybe I want to stay in the dream. So maybe me just saying wake up isn't the best call or isn't the best word choice because, yeah, okay, I wake up, then I go back to bed because I want to dream again. Instead, I do immediately wake up because I know who I am as a person when I wake up and what I need to do. So when I make these routines, if you will, I would recommend that you do it right the first time. And you may say, well, Colin, you can do that. However, what if it changes? You're absolutely right. That way, if you do it right the first time, you can change it because technically speaking, you did do it right. However, you may be actually habitually changing the way you think and your life, and then it may need to also change into something else. You may want to change the wording up. But at the time, it suits you perfectly. Because when you can look back on, and I find this very, 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 not only inspirational, but intelligent to do, is to look at it and then go, whoa, wait a minute. I was like this, and I want to get to here, and I can see the progress. That's why I'm making these YouTube videos. Part of the reason, actually, to be completely honest, is I want to see the progress, but I also want to be able to show that although you could come from a deep, dark hole, and trust me, not the easiest thing to do, by the way, you can slowly start to move forward. Because to be completely honest, I may be feeling great today, but let's say tomorrow I feel like garbage, right? So I try to pick the proper days to do it because I know this is about to turn back on again. But anyway, I just want to talk about doing it right the first time and being able to understand why. And I hope that I can show that there's different ways of explaining something to someone and have them understand it. And I think that's why when I try to talk to somebody, I try to get across different ways of saying it. And that's why I did like 3 or 4 or 5 different ways of trying to explain why doing it right the first time is a great idea and why I write what I write for my morning routine. So, now you know. I also had some coffee, so I'm feeling a little bit more energized. I'm also feeling a lot more inside my body and not going whomp outside. Because in the last video, remember I talked about you have to feel. So what I'm showing you is that maybe I was inside my body and I was actually really going in the right path. And then I started doing a bunch of things that I wasn't supposed to. And then I started traumatizing myself and then making me pull out of the body because I wouldn't consciously be here. I wouldn't want to feel. And then what happened is that pulled me farther and farther and farther away from being in this world and more being of it. Meaning I am the universe, the world, the wave, the atoms, the particles. And instead of being able to, what people call ground yourself, or being able to know that this is me, I started integrating into everything else. It's kind of like a spider web reaching out and kind of just becoming everything instead of me, doing me. So that's where I'm trying to come from. And I just want to get that out there because it was something I need to really like push out. So I hope you all really enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of it. That's all I'm trying to do is get you guys, you know, to look at yourself and go, well, that's pretty good. I'm pretty grateful for it. And actually, I'm doing that for myself. I hope that you all are actually extremely successful. It doesn't matter what you do. I want to help you and hopefully people that watch these videos, I can help you with your dream. Because if you're watching these, then you have a very specific look on the world, or maybe you have a specific way that you personally are, and it kind of connects with you. And that's what I'm trying to hope for, is find like-minded people so that way we can share information and grow. You know, I'm trying to create a community. And so far, I've actually done a pretty good job at finding a lot of friends that come from love, and at the same time, you know, they like to give, but not because there's something in return, because they actually want to do it, and it's what they're doing is a part of their dream. So, one other thing I want to say is this, and this will be the final part. So if you made it this far, thank you. I personally, and this is going into rant territory, so their rant bar is going to be here. I thought I was crazy behind. I also thought that a lot more years went by than they actually went, because I kind of lost my mind. I literally lost my mind, actually. I couldn't remember something that someone would tell me 30 seconds ago, which was interesting. And yeah, that's why I'm telling you guys this, because I had to do a lot of work to keep myself together, because it was that way for about a month. And I'm pretty sure my friends were trying to figure out what was going on, because I was not doing very well. I was zoning out, feeling like garbage. So the reason I'm saying this is because I'm thinking that one way to get ahead, and this is for people who want to experiment, that are kind of, okay, if you're very competent, there's something to experiment with, is if you program yourself to think that you're actually really behind, but also understand and feel the thought pattern come in that, oh my God, I'm behind, but then let it go subconsciously, so then it wraps around the subconscious, and then you think that, but then also have the presence and the feel, so that way you're not rushing, because I found that actually like manipulates the mind in a way that's not actually helpful for you. However, what you can actually, what I recommend doing is and this is what I did, was feeling extremely behind, but then starting a bunch of things, and then slowly doing them all. And then all of that information gathers up, and I have to write it down, because at the beginning, your brain doesn't want to, like, there's resistance there. And this is actually how this works. Because in my opinion, when you, and this is, I got this, starting everything and then finishing it, I got it from a friend. However, when you like start a business, you're doing massage, starting that business, learning like 5 different trades, also working, and then also doing YouTube, also doing yoga. Shout out to my friend for that. And like trying a bunch of different things, but then actually keeping them in your life. I find that, and then the feeling of being behind emotionally triggers a response within the body and I believe the mind to learn a mass amount of information, be able to actually hold it and then move forward with it. So that way, now I'm 22 and I felt like I'm still like way behind, but I don't try to beat myself up for it. So here's the entire formula. And okay, so we're gonna put formula bar here now. So the formula is subconsciously think I am behind, while also having the feeling of being confident, then adding the feeling and focus of being present, while writing down every single thing that you would like to learn, doing it all at once, meaning each day you do little tidbits of it all, grouping up that mass information, and then talking to others about it and people that are interested in that as well. And then now you have a culmination of energy, and now you can move forward stupid fast if that's what you want to do. So that way when you're older, you can do the same thing over and over and over again, because I don't know anything. Maybe I do know some things, but I like to stay humble, because you have to make sure that the ego or perception of self doesn't start taking over, because then it does actually start thinking that you know everything, and then it's a whole yuck. So anyway, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed. Pew!